Good day, badgers. One angry pagan here. Right, this one, this one was put on to me by my dad up in Exeter. Now, understand for me, on southwest, on southeast of the South Devon. I'm in Torbay, right? So pretty much everywhere is north to me, right? So up in Exeter, my dad has been saying to me that loads of bins have been removed from public places. What? He's like, yeah. So we've seen a big increase, at bus, especially at the bus stops and stuff. Just removing bins, and all of a sudden there's an increase in fag ends and cigarette ends and another litter. What the fuck? And he turns around and says to me, "Could you have a look at this yourself? Like, see what's going on here." Well, I'd taken to Exeter City Council, and I think this one was from 2023, right? Which was still under the Tory government. Currently, there are hundreds, and this is exeter.gov.uk. So, and I'll put the link to this in the description. So, currently, there are hundreds of bins scattered around the city. Many were underused because they were in the wrong location or too close to other bins, but they still needed to be regularly checked and emptied, which took time and resource from the city's cleaning team. As grants from central government get smaller, we are forced to work within a very tight budget and achieve the same standards of service with far less resource. By removing the underused bins, we can free up the council's hard-working crews to concentrate on clearing up rubbish from the city streets. Like, this is not great. And I've seen a similar thing here in Torbay. I don't know if it's happened in Plymouth, but yeah. I mean, the problem is as someone who's usually lived on the outskirts of, say, Exeter or here in Plymouth, here in Torbay, I have lived within like the centre of these places as well, but more often than not, I've lived on the outskirts of the towns and cities down here. So the problem is if you remove the bins from places that are further away from the actual city centre, the shit does build up, and it starts becoming a problem like it used to be, and it's kind of disappointing, if I'm honest. It's Now they're saying like where they're sited in wrong places draw considerable resource. No, but the thing is they've redefined what's a wrong place, and you need. My dad's highlighted the fact that quite often at bus stops, especially in the outer areas, that go missing. You know, a lot of this is stretching funding. Now I hope that over the next few years, Labour really do balance the budget without going into austerity, as they say they're going to do. We'll see. But it's the councils need more funding. We can't have this. Like, they either need to be able to fund themselves better, or they need better funds from central government. either way, this is not good at all. And for Exeter to start doing this is not great. But I think I have seen it down here. And I do think this is somewhat of a problem. Now, you might think this is a minor problem if you just come into this channel, but as a pagan, I am interested in the environment, and my scientific interest is biological, paleontology, so climate change and environmental problems are obvious to me because I've seen how it affects the whole planet, how these things can affect the whole planet many times through this planet's history. So, yeah, if you want to have a fundamental understanding of why I'm into the environment stuff, well, when you have a level of understanding of the history of life on Earth that I do, and I'm not professing to be an expert, but if I have an expertise, it is in this. And paleontology, it's not just the dinosaurs and it's not just the animals. You have to know about the environments these animals lived in, and with that comes the plant life, the geology, the geography. It's completely different to what it is now. Sometimes you get similar stuff, sometimes you don't. But climate has shifted so often over the last over even the last million years. It's ridiculous for people to go, oh, climate change doesn't exist. So if you're gonna do that bullshit to me, well, fuck off. The bins thing is just bad. You're leaking more microplastics into the environment, and it does cause dead areas. When I was growing up, there were there was a massive drive to clean up the streets because they'd gotten to this state before with with the Tory government during the 80s and 90s, and when Labour came in and through the night especially when I was growing up, in school it was especially pushing us, cleaning up the streets. There was a big efforts from councils cleaning up the streets, more bins everywhere, more more places to put for recycling stuff. These things were so much more accessible, and now all of it's gone. Why? Because this more recent Tory government had this come back with the ideology of small state, like fucking morons that they are. Like I said, either the councils need either freedom to create funding, to get funding on their own, or more funding from government, from central government, or a bit of both, ideally. I get sick of people thinking, just deciding that from ideological reasons that like they don't care about all this stuff, and removing a lot of the bins is going to create a build up in those areas you remove bins from of litter, which will cause environmental damage. At this point, that's actually proven science. So yeah. Let me go. Let me know what you guys think. Where, especially if you live in the UK, and in England, especially in your county, does your council or your area, has your council been removing the bins like they have been in Exeter, and I'm sure they've been doing it in Torbay as well. because Exeter is. I always saw Exeter as a very green city, and this was done last year. So I wonder you've seen, if anyone else has seen this a bit earlier, or if they've seen this around the same time, or if this has happened more recently. Just let me know on this, because I don't think this is a good thing. You know, I get the whole thing of, look, we got less funding. We can't do as much. This is literally, it's like, but we need, that means more funding is needed for more workers. This is not good enough. It's just not good enough. I I'm I am just really disappointed. This is not what I grew up with, and it's not a case of, looking back and my childhood was great. It was not, but I saw many improvements as I got older. The streets genuinely got cleaner. I'm not like, there was a bit of bigger effort. You saw less of the faggins on the street, cigarette ends. You saw less rubbish on the street as a whole. And now, like, especially over the last 6 years, like six to 10 years at least, he has kind of got more grimy again in public. Out in public, I suppose what hasn't helped is the death of the high streets. But that's a whole different other issue. I'm not going into that one now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I mean, Americans, I don't know what your if you guys if any Americans watch this, I don't know what your public bins are like. Like, do you have the same issue here as we have here with, like, public bins being in areas where, and or do you just or do you guys just, like, are businesses required to look after that? I don't know if how that works in the US. But yeah, I think this is I think this is a problem that I'm going to be bringing up with my MP, and might be sending an email into my council. I don't like this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Sorry, it's been. I've been trying to decide There's been so much stuff I want to do. My brain's kind of had a bit of a block, and I'm like, oh. So, I had this chat with my dad yesterday, and he's like, "Well, is it a good thing? Yeah, okay, that's actually really interesting. I'll have a look into that," and I have, and this is not great. So yeah, I'll put this as an Enviro-Vid. This isn't the Enviro-Vid that I was originally going to do, because I still need to carry on with the NBS stuff, the natural based solution stuff. But yeah, no, this is a problem. No, it causes a problem for the foxes and badgers and hedgehogs too. People don't think about that. People in other countries can look at Britain and genuinely laugh at how tame our wildlife kind of is. Although there are some good recordings out there of reasons why you should not fuck with badgers. So don't fuck with badgers, people. All right. Yeah. My shield at your backs, guys. There's one angry pagan talking talking about there's been removal from out of line areas in at least down here in Devon. Let us know what it's like going on up further north or wherever you live. All right. Blessed be, guys. Good fate.